And just like that, I did my best Homer Simpson here. So I'm ready to do this again. We'll get the RCA Victor on the screen here. This will go a little bit faster than the last one. I learned something. Just watched a video all about Text Plus. In the old days, text used to, and it's still available here, text used to be a shape. And that was what I was used to using. But I notice here on the standard primitives now they got this thing called Text Plus. Hadn't learned about it yet. It's been around since 2016. Cool. So the Text Plus objects, they have a lot of cool parameters associated with them that are going to help us with what we're going to create here. So I'm going to go ahead and draw this out so that I can see the words Text Plus appear in there. Not that that's going to be totally crucial at the moment. And with that there, I will switch to the Modify tab, and I will change the name of this to color. This one's going to be RCA. Going to be RCA Victor. And down here in the little Text Plus box, notice when I highlighted that right here, all that stuff lit up. That's okay. We're going to make that into capital RCA space VICTOR. RCA Victor. Now, right now, this Text Plus is gigantic. It's gigantic. It's huge. It's at 25 centimeters. Gone crazy. Let's make that 5 centimeters, which is still going to be pretty darn huge. You'll see later when I go to move it in front of the TV. All that stuff I did with color, turns out I didn't need to do it. Everything was already built right into the Text Plus. I should have paid attention to it. I was looking at it earlier when I noticed, but it didn't register in my brain that, hey, there's a thing called extrude. There's a thing called beveling that's attached to it already. It's part of this object. Um, since I did change its size from 25 centimeters to 5 centimeters, notice how this bounding box is like ginormous. So let's see, I can lower that height and I can definitely lower that width. And now fits a lot better there. Hit the Z key to zoom on it and it looks as big as it did before. That's all right. Now, I want to change the RCA to a cursive font. And I was struggling with this earlier, but now you'll see how it works. Highlighted the RCA right here, and I'm going to click the drop down menu for the fonts. Now, I was looking at that script right there, but let me find another cursive script here. Looking, hoping I'll have another cursive script. Looks like I'm all out. It's very limited in my cursive scripts. Yeah, that's too crazy. Undo that. Oops. RCA there. Let me highlight the RCA. Let me just go jump on that one script that I know is cursive right here. And indeed, it made it look cursive. It's not totally cursive, not as much as I'd like, but I'll take it. I'm going to do the same thing to the Victor. Make that into Sego script. There we go. And to make this font, let me change the perspective viewport. Hit the Z key to zoom on it. Here, I'm zoomed on it here in the perspective viewport now. It does look flat as color looked, but like I said, it's got tools that's already attached to it. It has the ability to set up an extrusion. So if I hit this button, I get to extrude all those letters. All of them get extruded just by hitting the extrude button. If I want to smooth the edges, like apply a bevel to the edge, and my goodness, what a gigantic bevel. Bevel push of 1. Nope. 0.5 centimeters. Gives it kind of a nice look. Yeah. Okay, that broke things, didn't it? We'll just right click that and make that stop. All right. So I'm going to go with that. Get my Z key, zoom on this here, and let me see. Couple of last adjustments here. All right. Now I can see I'm definitely not in position, but I'm going to kind of put myself into lined up, switch to the front viewport, hit the Z key to zoom, and yeah, um, huge still. Let's bring that size down. Again, I don't need to use the scale tool. I can just use the size tool, and I can size it. And then I can adjust the length and the width. And now RCA Victor, where does it go? It's on the base, and it's small. It's even tinier than color. So it's even tinier than color. I wonder, am I going to even be able to make it be visible? We'll see here. Let's see what it looks like. Well, I don't see anything. And I wonder, why don't I see anything? Well, I'll bet you I put it inside the TV or behind the TV. That's what I think. Let's go to the top view and see where we're at. Hit the Z key, and what do you know? I'm inside the teapot. Let's come out in front of the TV. And now let me get in the perspective viewport, zoom on this, and let me take a look here. Right there we go. Now we are sticking out of the TV. Well, let's see what it looks like. But I think it's going to be. I think it's going to work out okay. Got to be patient now. Rendering a frame is going to take some time. Hey, that looks pretty good. That looks pretty darn awesome. RCA Victor. Cool. So that gets the text onto the front of our TV here. Can take a look at another angle on the render here to see how it's coming together. And what's up with that distortion on the teapot? Can anyone explain that to me? And if I zoom in on this, it's almost visible. Almost visible. It's pretty small. Let me take a look at it on the in the picture here. RCA Victor. It's pretty darn small. I might bump its size up just a little bit. Um, and again, it's worth it to take the time to do the renders and see how it's going to look. And we get into perspective. Let me see. Yep, I am buried into this thing. I took the bevel down. The bevel, I took that down to negative 0.02 centimeters. Bevel push, just left it at 1, but adjusted it down so it just only has a slight rounding to the edge there. And it's going to take its pretty sweet time to render this, but I'm happy with how it's turning out. And I've got the logos here on the front, the color and the RCA Victor. And you got to be patient to get this, though. This render's taken a long time. And here it comes. RCA Victor. Okay. Cool. I'm going to go ahead and cancel that render out. Um, okay. Good enough. Happy with it. All right. That's a wrap.